your boy Coach Rob 619 back with another video. In today's video, I'll be discussing the top 10 spring of 2020. I know we're having a horrible year, but since we're all quarantined, we're in the house, so I've been exploring a lot of fragrances, and in this video, I'll discuss those. So now, you know, it's spring, we're all quarantined, I'm sitting in the house. So for me, I've been exploring a lot of fragrances that I have in my collection, which I haven't really wore that much. So this spring, I'll be, in the house testing these fragrances, and I got a couple here right in front of me. And coming in at number 10 is something that I've had. I was scared to purchase it back in the day because the name of the fragrance. I didn't really want to smell like what this, fragrance is trying to depict, and that's KUSH. Now this one by MANCERA is a fragrance that, a lot of people talked about back in the day, and when I heard the name, I'm like, I don't really want to smell like marijuana or weed. I don't smoke weed, so I definitely don't want to smell like it. I don't want to be in a professional setting smelling like something that smells like weed. But once I got this fragrance and sniffed it, this is not what I expected. To my nose, it really doesn't smell like weed. I get something sweet. I get something with kind of like a sandalwood vibe in there. I get something that's extremely green and extremely fresh. But to my nose, I get like a fresh patchouli with incense somewhere in there. And I think they were probably trying to use that incense to give it that burning kind of sensation, that burning kind of smell. But to my nose, I just get a fresh green incense kind of fragrance, which is absolutely pretty good. It's not bad like I thought it was. I still don't really find myself wearing it to work because it may smell like marijuana to somebody else, so I don't want to be that guy in work smelling like marijuana. But to my nose, I really don't get it. I enjoy this. I've been wearing it around the house. It lasts a long time. Like I said, it's extremely fresh. Just a good scent. So if you're looking for something different, something you want to challenge your nose with, to me, this is something that's challenged my nose, because you guys know I love fresh, citrus, aquatic type of fragrances. But this one is something new to collection. Gives a little bit of depth to my collection. It's something different to smell. But check this one out, man. This one is pretty good. It may smell like, it may smell like what a marijuana, like the actual leaf, the plant, what the plant smells like. If you was to actually, grow it in that leaf, it may smell like that. I've never smelled that, so I don't know. So to my nose, fresh, sweet, creamy, patchouli, and incense. That's what I get from it. Coming in at number 10, KUSH. All right, coming in at number 9. Is a fragrance I had in my collection for a while. Definitely a great office scent, something that I enjoy, calming, something I definitely wear around the house, and that's Tom Ford's Great Vetiver. And like the name pronounces, it's the clean, fresh vetiver fragrance. Soapy, clean, fresh. There's nothing too much to say. Linear scent, doesn't change too much. Great, safe scent to wear in spring. Number 9. Coming in at number 8. Is a fragrance I talked about plenty of times on YouTube. I think I might have been the first person to introduce this, but this is CARVEN LEAU Intense, a great, fresh, clean, iris, citrus-based fragrance. Real sexy, smells real expensive, up-class scent, great longevity, great performance. This just shines in the winter, summer, in those kind of climates. I'm always pulling for this one. CARVEN LEAU Intense, coming in at number 8. Now coming in at number 7, a fragrance that I just had to add to my collection. A lot of people spoke highly about it. Because of one note that was in it, I was kind of hesitant, and that's MANCERA's Oud Lemon Mint. Now this is an oud fragrance that you can barely detect the oud in it. This is a great entry-level oud to your collection. If you're like me and you don't really care for that medicinal and that barnyard oud in fragrances, this is definitely one of the best fragrances to start adding oud to your collection. It's citrusy, it's fresh, it has a nice sweet vibe to it. It has almost like an almond. I don't know if almond is in this, but it has a nice kind of like nutty almond vibe under that freshness, and that oud blends and gives it a nice woody backbone. Great fragrance, lasts all day on your skin. You'll get a ton of compliments. You could probably wear this one. Well, my climate, I'm in California, so I can wear this all year long. But I think you could probably pull this off in the winter and in the spring and summer. But coming in at number 7, Oud Lemon Mint, great fragrance, compliment monster. Get a sample of it if you haven't smoked it yet. Coming in at number 6, this is one of my favorite citrus fragrances. Like I said, you guys know I'm a big citrus fan, and this is probably my 3rd favorite citrus, only behind Ride Ombre and Zirjov's Neo. But this has been added to the fold. I don't even know how to pronounce this. ORANGERIE VENISE. It's ARMANI's PRIVE line, and this one's gonna get a lot of wear in spring and summer for me. And this one, it has a nice orange citrus opening. It has some subtle spice in there, and then it has a it's like a sweetness. I don't know what that sweetness is, but it's an orange citrus kind of peppery vibe. Doesn't last too long, but most citruses don't. But this is definitely an authentic smelling orange vibe opening with a nice little pepper, kind of spicy undertones. Great for the spring. Check this one out. Look for a sample if you haven't heard of this one or if you haven't smelled it yourself. Now, coming in at number 5, this used to be my favorite fragrance for the Mason franchise, Courage Online, before Baccarat Road 540 came out, or before I smelled that. I don't know, I'm sure this came out before that, but before I smelled that, this was my favorite from the line, and that's no other than AMYRIS HOMME. I think they have an extract version now, but this was the original one that I smelled. This is one that I have in my collection, and I absolutely love this fragrance. It's like a citrus fragrance with like heavy tonka bean. It has the iris in it that I love. It's sweet. It has like this tropical coconut kind of vibe going on in it. Definitely a great fragrance to wear spring, summer, warm weather. Compliments gonna come. The projection is real great. The longevity isn't the best, but I just absolutely love the way it smells, and this is something that I just wear around the house for myself. Absolutely love this fragrance. If you haven't smelled AMYRIS, check it out. Coming in at number 6. All right, coming in at number 4, this is probably one of the newest fragrances in my collection. I'm definitely gonna be wearing this all spring, all summer. Great fragrance, love at first sniff. And I don't hear a lot of people talk about this one, but this is Winter Palace by MEMO. Great fragrance. When I sprayed this on for the first time, this is what I thought Creek Viking would smell like, which it doesn't. But this one is fresh. It has a minty kind of tea herbal vibe going on, and it has this spiciness that kind of warms up. It gives you like an impression that it's literally warming up on your skin. And I think they were going for that with Dragon Like Fire. But citrus, tea, kind of herbal, spiciness, warming effect that goes on with this is absolutely great. If you would take that tea note out of this and add like an aquatic note from like Creed Orofas, that's what Creed Viking should smell like. But anyway, this is a great one, guys. Projects good, lasts all day. You're gonna get good performance out of this one. It's definitely something different. I don't know any other fragrance that smells like this, so this is a good one. Check it out if you haven't already. Coming in at number 3, my all-time favorite aquatic. I haven't smelled a better aquatic fragrance than this one. I think I spoke about this a lot of times here on YouTube, but that's MARIN by HEELEY. Great, fresh, clean, kind of like linen sheets. It's like a linen sheet aquatic fragrance. It's just super fresh, super clean, super comforting. A great upscale kind of elegant scent to wear during the spring. That's MARIN HEELEY, man. This is my absolute favorite aquatic. Obviously it has an aquatic vibe and an aquatic note, but it's like just being in the ocean and just looking at the clouds and wearing a white linen suit. You know what I mean? That's what this is. This is just great. Check this one out if you haven't already. Coming in at number 2, I think I've already mentioned this in this video or just spoke about it, but that's Tom Ford's Rive d'Ambre, one of the best citruses in the game. I go back and forth between this and Neo. I don't know which one I like better, but I think I kind of lean towards this better because it's not as harsh and rough around the edges like Neo is. Neo is a real authentic citrus fragrance. This has that same sweet, but this is a sweet citrus. That's an authentic, kind of harsh, zesty citrus. This is a sweet, toned down, soft, got that amber in it, citrus, tangerine kind of vibe with that soft amber in the background that just carries it throughout the whole scent. Great, great, great citrus. Look into this one if you haven't already. All right, guys, coming in at number 1. This is also a new addition to my collection. Probably had it about 6 months now. And this is one of the most beastie, fresh fragrances I've ever put on my skin. It lasts all day, massive compliments, and yes, it does smell similar to a Ventus. And that's Nishane's HACIVAT. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is absolutely a monster. If you want something that lasts forever, if you want something that projects like a beast, if you want something that fills up a room but in a good way with a pleasant scent, this is it right here. I'm probably gonna wear this. This is my number 1, so I'm probably gonna wear this more than anything. And this smells, it smells like a Ventus, but it's muskier. It has that same fruity vibe, but it's I don't know, the quality is there. I don't know what the major difference is between this in my version of a vintage, but what I will say is this blows the vintage out as far as performance goes, as far as the projection goes, as far as longevity goes, man. This stuff lasts on my clothes like 3 days, man. I'm not even joking. When I wore this, man, I always get a compliment. I wore this out. I took my mom and my little sister out to breakfast one day, and they both were like, "What do you have on? It's so like strong and loud." I had like 2 sprays, both, you know, both sides of my neck, 2 sprays, and they were like, "Whatever you have on is super strong and it smells good." And that's this one. So you get the pineapple, you get the musk, you get the little sweetness. People are gonna say it smells like a vintage because it does, but it just does a little bit different. Like I said, it's more muskier. But it's high class and it's just great, man. So get you a sample of this. You will not be disappointed. It is a beast of a fragrance. And if you love a vintage, if you like something with that vibe, because it's not an exact, I wouldn't call it a clone. At first I thought it was a clone when I first sniffed it, but as I wore it a couple times, it does have, you know, subtle differences, but overall it does smell like a vintage. But to me, it just does it in a better, you know, more in your face, beastly performing way. So number 1 in my spring 2020 is this one right here. Check this one out if you haven't. But all right, fellas, that concludes my video. Depending on what the ladies say, determines what I spray. Peace.